Hello boys and girls, my name is Hatsuti and welcome back to another day in Minecraft. Today we have a big project in front of us. We go from nothing, or well, maybe we'll need a few building blocks and some bone meal, to terracotta or clay. And this whole thing is a multi-step process, so we will tackle it step by step, and we start at the back. And the back is here this block conveyor belt which goes into this white box that houses the blast chamber. So we will have to make sure that we can hook in our chain of blocks that we want to destroy into this line where I have placed a placeholder with a cobblestone. And that's the first thing we will do. The conveyor belt into our blast chamber over there is done, and I have marked out everything with stone blocks because it helps to see how the blocks flow, and you actually can test the whole thing. And eventually these will be clay blocks that come out here from our production facility. I decided to have it on this side. Because this building is a bit more recessed than this one and should fit in all nicely. So here we have the first kink, and then here we are going up, and up here we have another section where we merge two block streams, so we can have another block stream coming from above, so we can hook up even more farms to our blast chamber over there. Then it goes over here. That's basically just an extender moving one block over and then forward again. That's due to the limit, the push limit. And then here we have the merge from our new line and the one from our basalt generator. So the next step here is starting with the farm down there, and as I mentioned, we will start at the end, basically that part which converts or produces the clay blocks and pushes them out. This first part is done, and this is for drying out the material so that we get clay blocks. And as you saw, that was where our dripstone farm came in handy. So here on this side we have basically a mechanism that can push a whole row that's here on this platform out this way and into the conveyor belt. And here on this side we get the input material pushed in from that side, and that's not too fast. That's why we have one input line from this side and one from that side. So double up the production. We push it on here. When the last block is pushed on there, everything gets pushed one over. And whenever we push one forward, we try to push the last row out here. Of course, that will only happen once the whole space fills up. So what are we actually pushing in here? It's mud, because mud can dry into clay blocks. So that's what we need to have here. And this means basically here on this side we need two machines that can convert any form of dirt into mud. So that's the next part, and we have to double that one up. We have double modification, one on the left, one on the right, and the setup is basically the same as we have over there somewhere. We have this contraption here in the back to fill up empty bottles to water bottles, and then they are dispensed from this dispenser here, which is triggered from this observer. So if we push something over, this gets triggered first, and then a bit of delay here in the back. This dispenser down there spits out an empty water bottle, so that's filled up, bubbling here to the top and ending up in this hopper, which then has a slot free to take up the water bottle. And the same thing on the other side. So basically now the next thing is we have to push in some kind of dirt from these sides, and we will use rooted dirt here, because rooted dirt we can make a farm that does not need me to do anything, unlike the dirt farm that we have back there for the podzol. There I still have to place the saplings. But with rooted dirt, which is not very fast, we can have that fully automated, and I just need to be around here to load the area. So we will have 2 farms for the rooted dirt, and that should be slow enough so that we don't have any trouble with the push limits on the pistons. And it should also give the drying up on the platform enough time for all the mud to convert into clay. And if that's not the case, then we have some leftover mud, which we will find a use for it for sure. And here we have a neat, clever contraption that can get us the dirt that we need in order to modify the result. And this farm is based on something that Tobias Bust created. Quite clever, actually. Back there we have a quite simple stone generator with stone pushed over this way, and then when we bone meal this moss block, the moss spreads to there, or basically to there, turning the stone into moss, and maybe even on top we get an azalea bush that we can then bone meal from this dispenser, and thereby turning the moss beneath to rooted dirt and a tree above. And then everything is pushed out this way. And here we basically separate the dirt from the log. Dirt comes in here towards the middle, and we have a bit of glass on top of it, so it does not convert back to moss when we bone meal there. And the logs are further pushed out to there, and then they're going in this direction. And if I could jump over there, we can see what we do with the logs, because we are not really interested in the logs. We have wood farms, so we don't need those. So we push them over here. Once we have 4 in a row, everything gets pushed out there. And then here on this platform, we have a bit of lava, and that basically turns or lights the logs up that come to near the lava, and everything burns up. In order to prevent the burning to spread back towards the farm, we have these glass tubes down here, which we have to back, and that's all that we need. Down below you can see there is water, which has a drop chute there, because this produces a bit of moss that we can turn into bone meal. But it's not enough bone meal to keep the whole thing running. We have 2 dispensers that need to be supplied on 2 sides. So the last puzzle piece will be a bone meal farm down here, and the surplus of goodies up here we can then also funnel down and turn everything to bone meal, pump the bone meal back up, and fill it in. And this is the bone meal farm. As always with these designs, it's not my own. It's very compact, and I adjusted it a bit so we have one on-off button right down there at the bottom that it turns the farm, the bone meal farm on, but also everything on top. And currently I do have, you can see there on top, some more levels, because first we need to fill up the bone meal supply before we can think about starting the dirt farm on top. So let's cross our fingers and hope that everything works. Aside from some minor issues like missing redstone or a wrongly filled dispenser, almost everything went fine. The thing that I had to redesign was the merging of the block streams here on top, because we had the issue that occasionally a block was pushed in from both sides at the same time, and that breaks the thing. But with this setup, with a hopper clock triggering the 2 sides and then basically pushing forward whenever a block is moved in, we have that sorted. Unfortunately, the bone meal farm below cannot keep up with the demand for the 2 sides here on top, so that's something to keep in mind. But with that, we are at the end of this episode. Hope you enjoyed it, and tune in for the next one. Until then, goodbye!